I'd like to start off this video a little bit differently, you guys. Um, I'd like to say thank you to the Friday the 13th team that made this game possible. This game is easily one of my top 5 favorite games I've ever played, and we're in the middle of a pandemic at the moment. I'm not really able to see my friends in real life, and the friends I've made playing this game, well, let's just say that they're going to be my friends forever, I know it. The community that plays this game is wonderful, and uh, they've gotten me through a lot of tough times, a lot of isolation, and I've felt like we've been hanging out, even though we're miles away from each other and I'd never met you guys. I love you all, and I love the community, and I'd like to say thanks to the Friday the 13th team for making this all possible. It sucks that the public servers are gone, but that's not going to stop me from playing this game. So, I'll see you all in the game tonight, and, oh, wow. I guess I should have given you guys an intro first. Jabberscotch. Let's go. What's up, YouTube? Thetajem here with another installment of the Ultimate Counselor Guide for F13. This is an easy one, but it'll take you some time to get good at. We're going to talk about knowing the maps today. Just 3 of them for this video: Packanack Lodge, Higgins Lodge, and Crystal Lake Lodge. These 3 maps need to be memorized to be effective as a counselor in this game, and I mean memorized. Don't be the counselor who gets lost in the woods, doesn't know where Jason's shack is, or where to take the phone fuse. Don't be the counselor who doesn't know where to go when somebody says, "Hey, if you want to ride in the 4-seater, get to Blair's Cove." You need to know the camp names. You need to know the trails through the woods, like Sand Pond Trail, Hodder's Path, and Shelley's Pass. You need to know these areas so you can give and get directions. And you know what? Just because I can, I took it one step further than that. I know each match, with 100% accuracy, where the phone house is without ever finding a map. And I'm going to teach you how to do it. Ever see me do something like this before? I've put it in videos in the past. The group I play with most often traps the Tommy house first, and I torture them with this move. I make them pay for it. Okay, Jason doesn't like Tommy, huh? You don't want to even take the chance that you could be killed. Okay, fine. We'll all just escape instead. Make Jason pay for not trapping the phone. Learn the maps. When you find the fuse on any one of these 3 maps, your location tells you where it goes, and there are only 4 possibilities. You've seen them. On Higgins Lodge, the phone is either in Evergreen Camp, the main lodge, Blair's Cove, or Stillwater Camp. That's it. That's the list. The small map contains other locations like the barn, but we're talking large maps only for this video. So, okay, Thetajem, great. But how do you know where to take the fuse? I already told you. The location of where you found it gives it away. Observe this. This is Higgins Lodge Map Variant A. Just take a good look. The phone is in Stillwater Camp. Look at the power boxes. There's one by the dock in Stillwater, there's one in the barn, and there's one in Blair's Cove. Know this in case the power gets turned off. You'll know where to go. Know this in case you find the fuse. You'll know where to go. Know this in case you need to get the sweater. It's on the island for Map A. Now you know where to go. Okay, so here's Map B. Oh, what? Not much has changed. All the cabins are in the same spot with one exception in Blair's Cove. The shack is still on the island. I don't get it, Thetajem. What's different? How the fuck am I supposed to tell these apart? There's a ton of ways, and I can't get to them all. You just have to pay attention. This cabin in Blair's is the biggest giveaway, but also the power boxes are in different areas. If you walk past one, make a mental note and think about what its location tells you. The phone is on the main lodge for Map B. Walking past and seeing it flash red tells you a ton. Seeing any of these things, seeing the power boxes, seeing this one house in Blair's Cove, seeing any of this lets you know where to go for objectives. And if you happen upon a map, just look for the shack's location. There's usually a campfire in the other spot, and the cabin configurations can help you from there. With enough practice, you'll know the map variant you've been given in no time at all. I promise. For example, if you find the fuse in Higgins Camp, it belongs on the main house. You now know you're on map B. You know the shack is on the island, and you know that for any version of Higgins Lodge, the Tommy house is most often in Evergreen or Stillwater, and they're always both controlled by the same power box. And for map B, it's in Evergreen Camp. This is an unbelievable amount of information, but you can do it, and you can do it for all three of these large maps. But before we go on to Packanack and Crystal Lake, we still need to see maps C and D. Here's map C. Look at Evergreen Camp. Look how much different the cabins are laid out. Check it out. It looks like a backwards C. And it's map C. How clever. The phone is up here too, and you'll find the fuse most often in Stillwater, though I find it in Evergreen sometimes too. Look at Blair's Cove. The cabins have changed here as well. The shack is also over here. Now take note of the power box in Evergreen. This will most likely power the Tommy house, but learn the other two as well. Ready for map D? Good. Here's map D. There are 3 houses in Higgins Camp. That's the dead giveaway. The phone is the 3rd house down from the bridge in Blair's. You will almost 100% of the time find the fuse in the house in Blair's closest to the bridge, the one with the power box on it. Okay. So that's how he fixes the phone so quickly. Yeah, it is. It's a 4-factor system to fixing the phone quickly. First, you need to start in the camp the fuse box is in. Second, you need to recognize that you've done that and know where to go. Third, you need to find that fuse quickly and make a beeline to the fuse house. Don't continue opening drawers. Don't keep opening windows and locking doors. Just fucking go. And fourth, you need a bit of luck. You need a Jason that traps up the Tommy house first or gets sidetracked somehow. But you can do this. Think about it. If you don't know the maps, this is impossible. If you're the guy running around with the fuse asking, "Hey, where's this fuse go? Where's the phone house?" then Jason will have it trapped before you get there. You need to do this lightning fast because you need a Jason thinking, I've got time. They won't fix it that quick. Make him pay. Make Jason pay for doubting how good you are. And you can be that good. I know, because I'm that good, and I ain't that good. Got it? Good. One last look. Here's map A. Here's map B. Here's map C. And here's map D. Now these should start to be looking a little bit different to you. Go do my knife walkthroughs as Jason. They will help with this. For example, the easternmost cabin in Stillwater is always Crumb Cabin, except on map C. On map C, it's Puopolo's cabin. This tells you the map variant. If you start in Stillwater and you see this, you know to get your ass inside, find that fuse, and get the fuck up that hill. So go do it. That one thing, that cabin name, that one tiny detail tells you where the phone goes. It tells you where Jason's shack is. Think about that. The maps aren't random, so learn them. Do the offline bots for Higgins Lodge until you can identify the map variants. Play map A 4 or 5 times in a row. Just restart the match if it's not map A. Learn where every knife is. Learn the cabin names. Learn the camp. This will help your Jason game and your counselor game. You'll know where you are, you'll know what map you're on, you'll know where to go, and you'll win more games. Okay, let's look at Packanack. Here's A, and here's B. Holy shit. That didn't change much. Hey, you're right. But here's the thing. Look at the power boxes. Look where the phone is. And look at the S-bend portion of the road. There's only one cabin there. Remember that. So let's look again. Here's map A. Here's map B. The phone is on polar opposite sides of the camp. A has the phone on the main lodge, and B has the phone on the cabin on the S-bend road. If you find the fuse near the main lodge, it goes on the main lodge. If you find it near Palmer's Pass, it goes on Palmer's Pass. Simple. And the shack for both of these maps is behind the main house. Now, let's check out my favorite two variants. Here's map C. Whoa, look. Now there are two cabins on the S-bend road. One of the cabins by the main house shifted from one side of the street to the other. And the cabins in Flat Rock are now situated such that there's two to the east and one to the west. Let's compare these one more time. Here's map A. Here's map B. Not much of a difference there, but wait. Here's map C. Did you see everything shift around? Know that this means the phone belongs up by Hodder's Path. Know that you'll likely find it in the main house or at the cabin closest to Hodder's Path in Flat Rock. If you find the fuse in either of these two spots, you know where to go. You don't need a map. Look, Mom. Map C. I open one drawer, find the fuse, and know where to go. I get the cops called in under 1 minute. Take that, Jason. You smell like pee. And no, I'm not the counselor wandering around the camp guessing where I need to take this fucking thing. I know where it goes because I found it in the main house. There's only one spot where it can go. All right. Ready for map D? It's my favorite. Let's take a look. Here's map C. Ready for map D? Look up at Woodbury. Here's map D. Did you see it? Woodbury Camp, all the way to the north. One more time. Map C. Here's map D. The middle cabin shifts up to the north. If you think of this like a clock, it's now at the 12 o'clock position. Now look at what this means for the phone. It's next door. I most often find the fuse on map D in this cabin here, but it can appear up at Woodbury at either of the other two cabins. This is how I get the phone fixed so quickly. I find the fuse quickly and know where it goes instantly. Or I find a map quickly and know where to look for it or where to tell people to go. I fix the phone all the time, and you can too. Remember, this also tells you where Jason's shack is, and for maps C and D, it's in the middle of the woods. There's not always a campfire in the other location, so you need to learn these maps. Most of the time the campfire tells you where the shack is, but be the counselor that knows where it is when that campfire doesn't show up. You can do this. All right, one last run through Packanack, and it's on to Crystal Lake. Here's map A. Here's map B. Map C. And map D. I got these enhanced maps from a blog owned by Geekboxing. I'll paste the link in the description below. Use them. Do the knife walkthroughs as Jason. Learn the cabin names. Learn to walk around the camp and notice power box locations down to what wall on the cabin they appear on. Just knowing which cabin they're on isn't enough. You need to know which side it's on so you can sneak a peek as you run on by. This will tell you what map you're on. Look one last time at the power boxes. Not one location is repeated in any of these map variants. This tells you where the phone goes. It tells you where his shack is. And you can do this, I know, because I can, and I learned it on accident. Last up, Crystal Lake. Here's map A. His shack is in what I call the thumb. The phone belongs in Birch Ridge. Now look at these cabins here. It makes kind of a capital L, or an upside down number 7, however you want to think about it. These cabins are like this for both map A and B, but for map A, the middle cabin has the phone. Starting here and not seeing the phone tells you it's map B. Also, look over in Camp Hillbrook. The two circles here show you that there's an empty spot. Now here's Map B. There are 4 cabins in Camp Hillbrook for Map A and 5 for Map B. That circle now has a cabin in it. The rest of the camp looks the same, but this extra cabin is one of the tip-offs. You don't need a map. If you start here, you know one way or the other. It's either Map A or Map B. And for Map A, the fuze is most often found in Camp Hillbrook inside the cabin closest to Birch Ridge, but it can spawn up at Birch Ridge as well. For Map B, the fuze is most often in the bathroom, but if not, it's always in Springwater Camp somewhere. 2 maps left. Here's Map C. Notice Springwater Camp. It has the fuze, but more importantly, it still has just 3 cabins. This will change for Map D. The fuze for this camp is almost always right where I'm showing you now. If you start down here and find this fuze, make Jason pay. Make him wish he cared less about the 2 knives in his shack and putting a trap at the shack front door. You can get these cops called before he even has a chance to get here, I promise. Take a look at the cabins in Birch Ridge. They've changed. Look at the circled ones. They're on the same side of the road. Now take a look at Map D. The circled cabins are now on opposite sides of the road. There's an extra cabin in both Springwater and Birch Ridge, and now the phone is in Camp Hillbrook. It's on the same house I told you you would find the fuze for Map A. And you know what? You'll find the fuze for Map D in what was the phone house on Map A most of the time. If not, it's in Camp Hillbrook somewhere. This is how I fixed the phone so quickly. And now you know. This will take practice, but it's not that hard. I learned all of this on accident when I made the Jason knife walkthroughs. 3 to 5 playthroughs of each map variant paying close attention to detail is all this will take you. Follow along with these videos. They may look boring, but trust me, you will have fun. I know, because I did. And you'll have even more fun playing the game in public lobbies, because you will be that much better at it. Stay safe out there, you guys. Cheers, and happy Friday.